you ever seen Jungkook get so flustered that he couldn't even look Taehyung in the eyes? This sweet moment in El Paso is pure proof of how strong their bond really is. Get ready to melt, because what V did here is truly heartwarming. Hello K-pop lovers! Welcome back to the Taekook Diary channel, the place where we share warm moments and exciting stories about Taehyung and Jungkook that always make ARMY smile. El Paso always has a special place in ARMY's hearts. Under the hot desert sun, there is an interesting story behind the scenes. Out of so many moments, this one particular event successfully makes fans keep smiling. This is not about a regular shoot, but about how Taehyung and Jungkook show their care. That day, their schedule was incredibly packed. The El Paso heat is no joke, and we know how tired the members were. Jungkook, who is usually full of energy, looked exhausted during the break. He sat in the corner, catching his breath while staring blankly ahead. This is exactly where it all began. While the others were relaxing, Taehyung's eyes never left the youngest member. He knew exactly when Jungkook needed a friend, without even being asked. Taehyung slowly approached, and what happened next truly changed the atmosphere to be much warmer. Curious about what V did that made Jungkook act shy and flustered? Let's discuss the secret in the next segment. Taehyung came over to Jungkook without saying much. Body language is far more powerful than voice. V stood close to Jungkook, then lowered his face to be level with him. In this exact moment, time seemed to stop completely. Taehyung's gaze was so deep, wanting to make sure his younger brother was okay. The distance between them was very close, separated by only a few centimeters. Jungkook, who noticed V's presence, slowly looked up. Their eyes met in a second that felt incredibly long. We know Taehyung has a unique way of comforting others, and this time he gave a super gentle look. Because it was so intense, Jungkook immediately looked flustered. The golden magne instantly lowered his gaze, as if he couldn't stand holding eye contact with V for too long. A shy smile slowly appeared on Jungkook's sweetly bowed face. What do you think Jungkook was thinking that made him blush? Let's find out the rest of the story in the third segment right now. Seeing Jungkook look down, Taehyung's signature smile only grew wider. V didn't move his face away, but stayed in the exact same position as if he was busy teasing his younger brother. This sweet interaction happens often, but in El Paso it felt much more special. For ARMY, this is like a romantic drama scene. Taehyung doesn't need sweet words to show his affection. Just with a deep gaze, Jungkook melts. You can see Jungkook's ears slowly turning red, a sign that he was so nervous being stared at intensely by V. The exhaustion that Jungkook felt earlier just evaporated, replaced by a very cute awkward atmosphere. V knew exactly the effect of his gaze, but he kept doing it casually. This moment really makes anyone's heart flutter warmly. However, this sweet surprise in El Paso is not over yet. V made another small move that made Jungkook even more flustered. You are super curious, right? Let's continue listening to the story in segment 4. After successfully making Jungkook flustered, Taehyung did not just stop there. V's hand slowly raised to gently touch the back of his younger brother's neck. This touch seemed to be a comfort for the tired Jungkook. Skinship has always been the main love language for Taekook. Through that rub on the back of the neck, V seemed to channel his energy without needing to speak. Jungkook, who was looking down shyly, started to relax and enjoy the warmth. His body, which had been stiff, now looked much more relaxed. For many people, touching the back of the neck is actually very personal and intimate. The fact that Jungkook let him do it without avoiding it is proof of extraordinary comfort. Years of trust make this closeness feel very natural. But wait, did the golden magne just surrender to being teased by V? Of course not. Jungkook's response later will definitely make you smile. Let's just go quickly to discuss the story in the 5th segment, okay? Jungkook finally lifted his head, looking back at V's face with his bunny smile. This time, he dared to return his older brother's intense gaze. In this moment, his aura started to feel very different. If earlier he looked helplessly shy, now Jungkook tried to take control. With a gentle movement, Jungkook also touched Taehyung's arm, signaling that his energy had returned thanks to V. Their gaze was not broken at all. The scorching heat of El Paso seemed to be defeated by the sweetness of this interaction. ARMY must be very aware that Taekook seems to have their own secret language. V's faint smile confirmed that his mission to comfort the youngest was a huge success. They didn't talk much, but the positive vibes were felt all the way to our screens. This closeness without words is incredibly strong. Hey, don't leave just yet. This sweet incident has not reached its peak. Curious about what V's next move is? Let's continue the story in segment 6. The peak of this El Paso moment happened after they looked deeply into each other's eyes. Taehyung, with his sweet smile, tilted his head and moved closer to Jungkook. The distance between the two of them now left almost no space at all. From the camera angle, this intimate pose looked as if V was whispering a big secret into his younger brother's ear. But ARMY believes this is purely a loving gesture to comfort him. Whatever the reason, the effect of that action was extraordinary. Jungkook immediately laughed while shifting his body slightly. His shy defense crumbled instantly. He truly couldn't hold back his fondness for his beloved Hyung. Jungkook's crisp laugh successfully erased all the remaining fatigue on his face. Seeing the youngest cheerful again, V smiled proudly and gently rubbed his shoulder. But wait, this beautiful story in El Paso still has a secret. There is a sweet detail you might have missed. Let's gather around and uncover the facts in segment 7. The sweet detail that melts our hearts is when we notice V's body posture. When he leaned in closer, his body created a shady shadow over Jungkook's face. V intentionally protected his younger brother from the scorching El Paso sun. This sincere instinct is amazing. He is willing to be hot as long as the youngest feels comfortable. Behind the busy idol world, this simple care is like an oasis for ARMY. We know, romantic things aren't always in the form of rose bouquets or expensive gifts. The most beautiful romance is born from spontaneous actions to protect and put a smile on a loved one's face. That day, Taehyung proved his affection in a very natural way. This incident is just one of thousands of proofs of Taekook's strong inner bond. V's protective attitude and Jungkook's laugh are truly a perfect combination. ARMY will agree this moment deserves to be remembered forever. Well, you feel the same way, right? Let's chat casually to close this story in segment 8. Wow, we have reached the end of today's sweet story. It feels like we never get bored discussing the natural closeness of Taehyung and Jungkook. That simple romantic moment in El Paso was just a small piece of how sincerely they care for each other. Now, it is your turn to speak up. Try to write in the comments section, what is your favorite Taekook moment that always makes you smile to yourself when rewatching it? Don't be shy to share and chat with fellow ARMYs down below. Let's make this channel the most comfortable space to support our beloved boys. If you really enjoyed this heartwarming video, make sure you have clicked the like and subscribe buttons, so you don't miss the next exciting Taekook diary updates. Share it with other ARMY friends too so they can feel the happiness. Thank you so much for accompanying us from the beginning to the end. Stay healthy, keep spreading the love, and see you again in our next sweet conversation. I purple you, ARMY.